Today, basketball is the best example of an end-to-end exciting sport. The average points in the 2023 NBA season per team were 114 points per team per game. A lot of people think that basketball has always been an attacking game, where the players are attack-minded and focused on converting their shots instead of passing the ball around and holding possession. If you ask a random fan why is it that this game is so attacking, the common answers will be maybe because the court is small, or because the teams only have 5 players a side, or maybe it's just the mentality of the players on the court. The real answer to that question is because of this timer known as the shot clock. You'd be surprised to know, just like football, basketball once used to be a sideways passing game before the 1950s, where players were inclined towards holding on to the ball instead of taking shots. Games were very low scoring, and the defenders would often commit fouls just to get hold of the ball. The average score at that time was close to 20 points per game. Often the games ended with scores like 21-15, 18-20, and so on. Today, more points are scored per quarter per team. Because of the low scoring nature of the sport, the stadiums would often go empty and viewership was limited. There were very few fans who were willing to pay money to watch the ball being passed sideways. After World War II, the Basketball Federation realized that the sport is dying, and they asked themselves the very important question: how do we force players on the courts to take shots? And they came up with a logical answer by introducing a shot clock. The logic of the shot clock is simple. If you do not take a shot before the clock runs out, then the opponents get possession of the ball. In 1954, a shot clock of 30 seconds was introduced, which was later reduced to 24 seconds in the year 2000. This was revolutionary for the sport. Teams had to change their strategies overnight. A sideways passing game now suddenly became an attacking game where players started practicing three-pointers from long range instead of just passing. From a game averaging just 20 points, it shot up to 70 points per team in just 2 seasons. The crowds followed, and so did the money. The NBA athletes are some of the richest athletes in the world, and they deserve the money because they provide that kind of entertainment to the people. Sports are evolving faster than ever today. Several sports have started introducing a timer or a clock just to speed things up. Interestingly, chess was the first sport ever in which a clock was introduced in the year 1883. Before that, players used to stare at the board for hours without making a single move. Cricket's shorter format, known as the T20, is hugely famous amongst the cricket lovers. Tennis most recently has introduced a serve timer to indicate the amount of time a player can take between 2 points. Snooker has introduced a timer to indicate the amount of pause a player can take before hitting the next shot. Water polo, lacrosse, poker, and bowling are some of the other examples of sports which have introduced a timer recently to speed things up. In every sport, it is the fans who dictate the pace of the game. The attention span of the current generation is diminishing at a faster rate than the ozone layer above us. If existing sports don't cater to them, then they won't get viewership and eventually they will phase out. Do you think the introduction of timers in sports is a good decision to keep the sport alive? Or is it against the spirit of the game because it does not allow a player the required time to make a decision? If you like the details in our video, please subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends. Let me know what you think in the comments. See you guys soon.